Good morning. We will pay attention to the posting of the entries in the cash payments journal and petty cash journal to the ledger accounts. Now remember, if you have entries in the sundry accounts column in one of the subsidiary journals, the entries must be posted on the day of the transaction. So the first entry is on the 1st, and you will transfer it to the petty cash account. Indicate that petty cash received the money, so this asset for petty cash increased on the debit side and decreased on the credit side. The petty cash account number is B8, and we will record the B8 between the amount and the petty cash to indicate that this was transferred to the B8 account. Your check number will be written in the document number. Now, if we look at the next two entries, on the 12th and the 31st, we paid out a check for 450 and 330 Rand for petty cash. This will be posted to the B8 account again. The cash account will be debited with 450 and with 330 Rand. And we will indicate in the petty cash account that this was posted from the petty cash journal. So the date must be the date on which the check was issued, because it's recorded in the sundry accounts column. The word that you write in the details column is to indicate where is the double entry. In the folio column, you will indicate from which journal it was posted to the ledger, and this B8 will be posted to the subsidiary journal. The total amount in the bank column is 1,280. Totals are only determined at the end of the month, so this total will be transferred to the bank account on the last day of the month. The bank account will be credited with 1,280 to indicate that that was the total payments that was made during the year. When we look at the petty cash journal, we see that there are also entries in the sundry accounts column. Therefore, these entries will be posted on the day of the transaction. So on the 4th, we will indicate that 180 Rand was paid out to delivery cost. The delivery cost account will be debited with 180 to indicate that the expense increased on the debit side. This transaction was on the 4th of August. The petty cash account is credited with the amount, so we will indicate that this amount will be included in the total amount on the credit side of petty cash. The second entry is on the 7th, where we pay a casual worker 150. We have a column for wages. That means that we will not record this on the 7th. The wages will be paid out twice during the month, and the total amount of 300 will be posted to the wages account on the 31st. The wages account will be debited to increase the expense on the debit side. The account credited will be petty cash. This is posted from the petty cash journal. Because it's a total, it's on the last day of the month. The wages folio number is N7. So we will indicate the folio number below the total to show that this 300 Rand was posted. The following entry is on the 8th for repairs. Because it's in the sundry accounts column, we will post this 120 Rand on the 8th. The repairs account is debited with 120 to increase the expense on the debit side. The date of the transaction is the 8th. The account that will be credited is petty cash. This is posted from the petty cash journal. The folio number is N3. And next to repairs, we will show the N3 for delivery costs and N4 for repairs to indicate that this was posted to the ledger. So all the accounts in the sundry accounts column will be posted to the ledger accounts on the date of the transaction, and you will show the folio numbers after you recorded this. The petty cash total must be posted to the petty cash account on the last day of the month. So I will indicate that the total payments for the month was 780. On the 31st, you restored the impressed amount. So it means your opening balance was 500. If you restore the impressed amount, your closing balance must also be 500. That gives me a total of 1,280. And if I add up the debit side, I should get the same amount. If we didn't know what this 330 is, because you have to calculate the impressed amount, you will add up the credit side 1280, subtract the 500 and the 450 to indicate to you that the check at the end of the month must be written out for 330 Rand. This balance will be brought down on the debit side, 500 Rand.